Like why you don't speak up about the sexualization of kids?
I don't think it's a problem. I guess I don't see as much. If I saw an example of a child being sexualized, of course I have a problem with, certain things. I will actually, I will say.
So do you think we should give kids porn in school? The images of like gay sex?
I went to public school, and in public school, at least when I was growing up, we were absolutely given literature, explaining sex, educating people.
It had pictures of like anal sex?
Oh, absolutely. And it actually
All right. Yeah, as you can already tell, this is about to be a crazy ass video. So we got this crazy liberal right here, Taylor Lorenz. I think she was a propagandist, journalist, like they call themselves, with the Washington Post. I don't know if she's still there or not, but irrelevant. She's doing this interview with the founder of Libs of TikTok. I can't even pronounce her name, so I'm not going to attempt to. But she, her and Taylor have had an ongoing beef, maybe for the last 2-3 years. Taylor, back in the day, doxed the owner of Libs of TikTok. The Libs of TikTok page was actually anonymous. Nobody knew who the owner was or who was behind that page. So Taylor found out who it was, which is the lady that she's interviewing, and doxed her, like exposed her identity, basically, shared with people her address and all that stuff. It was really pretty bad. And then in turn, Taylor got doxed as well. And then she went on all these news platforms crying about how it's wrong to dox somebody. This chick is a Looney Tune. So she's doing this interview. I don't know if it was arranged or not, but she's doing an interview with her. I don't know if they ran into each other randomly, but I don't think it matters. They're talking about different various topics, but this segment here is talking about the books that are being banned in schools that are, sexual in nature. And she's gonna basically expose herself here and what she believes. So let's just watch it together and then we'll talk about it.
We talked about condom use.
Why you don't speak up about the sexualization of kids?
I don't think it's a problem. I guess I don't see as much. If I saw an example of a child being sexualized, of course I have a problem with, certain things. I will actually, I will say.
So do you think we should give kids porn in school? The images of like gay sex?
I went to public school, and in public school, at least when I was growing up, we were absolutely given literature, explaining sex, educating people.
It had pictures of like anal sex?
Oh, absolutely. And it actually talked.
See, this is the problem here. This is how this argument is very disingenuous, is that nobody's talking about sex ed. We're not talking about the birds and the bees and how reproduction happens in the different body parts. We're not talking about biology here. We're talking about actual sexual behavior. Anal sex is not biology. It's not biology. Masturbation is not biology. Talking about dildos is not biology. So they try to conflate the two as if we're trying to dismiss sex ed as a whole. And if that's what y'all categorize as sex ed, then we just need to ban sex ed as a whole. If talking about masturbation, anal sex is what the public school deems to be sex education, then yeah, we just need to completely ban this whole nonsense. This ain't got nothing to do with gender ideology, nothing to do with the LGBTQ. No, we just don't want to have kids talking about sex ed. And here's the thing. If it was sex ed that they say it's going on, why are these topics being brought up with a history teacher, a math teacher, an English teacher who have gender ideology things all on their classrooms and LGBTQ flags everywhere? You see there, that's not what we're talking about. This is not sex ed you're talking about here. This is indoctrination. And that's the whole point here. They don't see the difference.
Talked about condom use.
What grade?
God, I don't remember, but certainly probably middle school. I think that's when we had sex ed.
So you think like books like Gender Queer, This Book is Gay, we should give that to kids in school?
I have not read those books, so I don't know. But I do.
Boom! There you go. So why are you advocating for a book you haven't read? And even if you haven't read the whole book, have you seen what's in there? I don't have to read the whole book to realize that talking about anal sex is not something that I want kids reading about in school or have access to. Like that's absolutely ridiculous. That does not make any sense. So whenever you're confronting these liberals, and this is what that Moms of Liberty lady should have did with Joy Reid, was that actually start reading these books out loud. Bring a copy of it. Show them the pictures in these books. And that's what she's gonna do here. You're about to see. Let's keep going.
I think that it's important to educate kids about sexuality, if nothing else, because I have spoken to women that were abused sexually when they were young, very young. And one thing that they've told me is that they wish that they had the language to talk about it, and they weren't educated. They grew up in I only know two that I've spoken to about this, but they've grown up in sort of societies where they weren't very educated about sex ed. They didn't receive sex ed in class. They went to a Catholic school or other types of schooling. And so I do think it's really important for kids to understand sex, because as we all know, a lot of teenagers can be sexually active. And I think sex education is important to promote, healthy attitudes, healthy understandings of sex. I mean, these are human bodies. You can't just expect to send kids off at 18 with absolutely no sex ed and then think that they can function in the world.
Look, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but you see right there,
So we should.
on her shirt, that's Taylor right there. This is absolutely hilarious. If this was arranged, like an arranged interview, which it looks like it does, and she wore this shirt, oh my God, this is just gold. That's her crying on the interviews when she went on the other platforms complaining about how she was being doxxed. That's her crying right there. After doxing to Libs of TikTok.
Kids, like pictures of gay sex in middle school and actually elementary school, some of them.
I guess I'm wondering what you consider that. I think.
Do you want to see a picture?
Well, I don't know, but are you talking about the ones that you've posted on your Twitter account? Yeah. I guess those don't look like what I received when I did sex ed, but I think sex ed is important because it actually helps.
So you didn't have those types of things when you were in school?
Oh no, we had sex ed.
I'm saying the images I posted on my Twitter.
When you had sex ed in school, did you not get books with graphic
with
imagery?
pictures of gay sex?
No, we did not. We did not. We got pictures of the anatomy. We did not get pictures of anal sex. What are you talking about? We didn't talk about dildos. We did not talk about that. Like, that was not in school. I went to a public school. Most people went to a public school. There was no conversations about rape as well. One of the books, Genderqueer, is talking about, I think it's Genderqueer, it's talking about incest. I think it was like incest and anal rape. Absolutely crazy. That's not sex education. What are you talking about?
I remember, I don't remember how old you are, but I grew up in the 90s when HIV and AIDS was a big thing, and we certainly learned about gay sex in school.
So those pictures I posted on my Twitter, you had graphics like that?
I actually don't know. I don't remember, to be honest. But I do think that it's really important to
But knowing those pictures, you seem to know very well what those pictures are. Do you think that?
I don't. I've seen
you kept referencing it.
Well, I've seen you post things, but I don't
pull
know.
it up.
But I think, I guess I feel...
Because we need to put this into context.
Yeah. Well, we won't know the context, of course, because we don't know the context of how those things are being taught.
Oh, so we could give kids like pictures of gay sex as long as it's in the proper context?
I don't know. I mean, it's up to the educator to determine, right? I don't know. I guess I'm kind of curious, Kaya, why you sort of focus so much about the LGBT. You keep mentioning gay sex, but you don't mention straight sex. Why is there such a focus on the LGBTQ world?
Oh, I don't want pictures of sex in school, any pictures.
So you don't think children should receive any sort of sex education, straight or gay?
I said I don't want pictures of sex in school.
But you think that they should receive picture-free sex education?
No, I think we discussed this earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious kind of how you're thinking, when you think about the way that you put out content and the way that you think about growing your media empire.
Here, this is a blowjob.
I don't know what book this is from.
Genderqueer.
Okay. So
should this picture of a blowjob be in elementary schools?
I've never seen a book like that in elementary schools, but I have no idea.
But here's the thing. Now watch this. This is probably going to happen. Now that you guys seen that picture on this video, watch YouTube age restrict this video. Make that make sense. If YouTube is going to age restrict this video, if the mainstream media is not going to show pictures of this book, and block videos like this for not, I mean, if it's being age restricted, why are we allowing it for kids to have access to it in school, in middle school, elementary school, high school? It doesn't matter. In a public school, why are they having access to this? That's what does not make, if it's inappropriate for YouTube, inappropriate for these school board meetings where parents are going up there and reading these books and the school boards are shutting them down because it's inappropriate. If mainstream media is not going to show you pictures of these books and read the context, why? Why is it allowed to be in front of kids? That does not make any sense. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Look at that. Look at that.
I've never seen a.
That's insane. That is insane. This is the type of books these liberals want your kids to have access to. Make this make sense.
Book like that in elementary schools, but I have no idea.
It has been. I posted about it, yeah.
So tell me.
You see how she fluttered her eyes like she's sick? Because you can't justify this. You can't justify this. But she also can't go against it either because she'll be going against the narrative and she's going to be called a homophobe or a transphobe or a bigot, whatever nonsense. She can't handle that.
A little bit
So
about
should it be in elementary schools?
I have no idea the context. I have no idea.
So
the
in what
context.
context is it okay if it would be in
I
elementary
have
schools?
absolutely no idea. I have absolutely no.
You have no idea in what context that picture I just showed should be allowed in school. So there is a context out there that is okay for kids to be exposed to that.
But yeah, I would not. I don't know, Kaya, because I haven't seen the rest of that book. I don't know what's in there. I don't know the context.
But there is a context that it would be okay to give kids pictures like that of gay sex, anal sex in
I guess
elementary
sex.
school.
I guess sex pictures in school. I don't know. I don't know because you know who I would defer to on that. Just because neither of us are sex educators, I would defer that question to a qualified professional, a sex educator, and say, hey, you're an expert. You've treated tons. You know, you've educated tons of people. You're a full-time sex educator. You've really studied this. What are the appropriate boundaries? I don't think that myself as a journalist or a media personality, I don't think I'm the right one to make that decision. And I guess.
But why is a parent not the right person to make that decision? If she's a parent and she's saying, hey, I don't want my kid to have come nowhere near these books, you don't need no sex educator to make that decision. These people are crazy. They don't know how to think for themselves. They always need an expert to tell them what's right.
I'm wondering why.
I have seen sex educators say that they want these books in schools. So then you're okay with it?
I think I would want to talk to the sex educator and rely on whatever the sex educators say.
Okay.
I'm wondering why you feel like you're qualified to be a sex educator when you have no background in that.
I don't want to be a sex educator. I just don't want to give kids porn in school.
I totally understand. Tell me a little bit more about sort of, you know, just to change.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's the end of the video. There you have it. There you have it. I mean, if you listen to these people carefully, they'll tell you exactly what they believe in. They'll tell you exactly. One, they don't believe in thinking for themselves. So whatever an expert says, whatever the expert is, it's usually a liberal expert that they listen to anyway. So they're going to have somebody that's going to agree with them. Is where, you know, they make their decisions, how they make their decisions. These people are crazy. You don't have to be no sex expert to know that you don't want your kids reading no pornographic books. Are you crazy? I wonder if Taylor got kids anyway. There's people like Taylor who probably don't have no kids who's making decisions about this. And if she has kids, man, I feel sorry for them. That's all I can say. I feel 100% sorry for them. This is sickening. This is the type of book that you want your kids reading, having access to. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Let's talk about this video in the comment section. If you enjoy my content, hit the like button down below. And if you want more, hit the subscribe button with the notification bell so you get reminded every time I bring a brand new video. Thanks for being here, guys. Peace.